2, 3, we're gonna go to a small town, start a riot. Go to a small town, start a riot. Go to a small town, start a riot. Go to a small town, start a riot.
Welcome to Small Town Riot Uncensored. We've got a great show for you tonight, we hope. We don't know until we do it.
Well, we got I Am Gold Geisha, so it's definitely
right. We have Gold Geisha on the show. I'm sure all of you remember from the radio show. We played Gold Geisha like probably every week, almost at least.
And of course,
they always kicked off our electronic portion or our hip hop portion of the show.
Yeah, you did. I love it. I don't know why your stuff is just so dope, bro. I use it on GameFool all the time. It amps me up whenever I'm playing.
Thanks, man.
We're on this. We share a track. I don't know if you're aware, but I'm the voiceover on his theme music. That's yours. That's your music. So
nice.
We've worked together on a project you didn't even know.
That's awesome.
Well, yeah, it's just you guys are talking about me.
So Gold Geisha, for those of you that don't remember, although I think everybody that watches our show probably also listened to our show, but Gold Geisha is, do you consider yourself an EDM?
Yeah, I guess I would fall under that.
It's by technicality, right? But I don't, it isn't that same boring EDM stuff. I think your stuff's more akin to techno in a lot of ways. I'm an older guy though, so that's my definition, but it reminds me of some of the like late 90s electronic music vibes and stuff.
Well, it's got some of that up-to-date dub sounds in there
definitely.
too. Don't make it sound old.
It's not retro.
I mean, this dude's up to date. He's drinking a White Claw.
He's current. He's hip.
I ran out of Trulies.
Oh no.
So I had a few interview questions, but before we get into that stuff, I'll just start with the simple thing of like, what's your real name? And we always ask a question of our guests, which is, who are you named after and why, if you know?
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Well, my real name is Travis Reisdorf, local to 850, born and raised in Niceville.
F-dub.
Love it. To be honest, I don't know how I came up with that name. I guess the two G's, they just kind of like rang. I was like, I'm just going to try something that doesn't have like use a V for like a U or like something that's just too edgy. Like everybody's into that now.
No culpa spelled with a V.
I'm just like, want something different, you know? Used to like metal names or something, and I didn't feel like that this time.
Names are always hard to like.
Ironically, you picked an actual metal though.
Yeah.
Is it? Is it a real metal?
Gold is metal. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant geisha.
Is Gold Geisha a thing though? Is that like a type of geisha or something, or you just make it up?
No, I just kind of like how it sounds. Just kind of rolled off the tongue real nice.
The alliteration.
Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, man. I graduated Niceville High. Did you graduate Niceville High?
Yes.
Yeah. What year?
08.
08. Almost 10 whole years after.
He's a baby.
No, not really, man. 2008.
I'm Choctaw 03.
Isn't that long ago? Or is it kind of a long time ago now?
And when did you graduate Flagstar? Because I know it was
99.
Oh my God.
It was still the 90s. I graduated when grunge was still on the radio.
Jeez, that was good times.
I was 17 driving around in my Jeep Cherokee trying to hit on ladies. When you graduated.
Jeep Cherokee is a cool ride, dude. Don't knock it.
Oh, I loved it.
So, I don't know. Have you caught our podcast yet, Trav?
Yeah, checked out a couple of them, just kind of like browsing through. That was
cool. We usually start with a little show and tell, and I know Mark's got some fun new stuff.
Well,
so we're a little.
Boy, I feel like you were trying to set me up more. Go ahead.
What I was going to say is, most of the time on an interview show, and like when we had the radio show, the interview would be like, you come in, we do an interview about you, and then your time's gone and the person leaves. Most shows have like a monologue, right? And then they bring on a guest, or on the radio shows a lot have, a guest for a while, and then they do jokes and shtick and stuff. But we like to have our guest with us the whole episode, so it's not like a structured, straight up interview. You're just kind of hanging with us, and we'll get to some questions. But you can just be along for the ride for like
Hell yeah, man.
our show and tell and stuff. If you got some cool stuff for show and tell, you can grab it. If you don't, that's cool too. You can just check out our stuff. So what do you got, Marky Mark?
Is it now my turn? My
Yeah.
turn. All right. So first off, I was at Walmart and damn it if I didn't find Winston, Real Ghostbusters Winston Classic, and I'll be damned if I didn't immediately find an Egon. And then, oh my goodness, right next to it was the only Ray.
Ray.
And then you know, I was like, man, you know what I don't have? Venkman, who was the last one sitting right there.
You got the whole shebang.
I
and
got
you
the whole
Slimer.
pack. Yeah, I got
You
the
showed us
Slimer.
the Slimer a few weeks ago from the same collection, right?
Yeah, so I had like a total nerd boner. I like.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
If you haven't
pretty
noticed, like almost entire Gameful is modeled after some sort of Ghostbusters reference.
Yes.
Here or there.
Yes, for sure.
That's
So,
awesome.
so you know, Winston comes to Pensacon I think he's been twice, so you could probably get that Winston signed sometime soon.
Well, my Proton Pack signed by Ernie Hudson.
Right. Did you get to hang with him much when he did that?
Yeah, I kind of geeked out on him for about 15 minutes, just standing there, smiling, just going. I gave him like $100 on my stuff in like autographs and photos, and because
That's good, man.
you have to pay
that's-
for all of it.
cool.
And I made him
but-
rate my Proton Pack, and he was like, "It's okay."
I mean, he does that stuff for a living at this point, man. You want to hook him up, you know?
Yeah,
And he's a real nice guy. I got to like see him outside of the con. I got lucky and like saw him on the street and hung out with him downtown for a bit. So
It just sucks spending $100 on like a picture and a couple of signing things.
for sure.
I mean,
So,
it's good looking back on it. Like I don't miss that $100, but in the moment, you're like, "Fuck, this is a PlayStation 2."
especially a huge convention like that, because you're talking like there's 300 people that you want to see and you want to buy some stuff maybe from.
Well,
different
Ernie
people.
was definitely number one.
Sure, for you and the rest of the Ghostbuster universe out there. So that's pretty nerdy, but we all know about
Top
that.
me. Let's come on.
Ghostbusters kink for you.
Pull out your nerd dick.
But this is by far, disclaimer, the nerdiest shit I've ever shown about myself. So I'm going to show you themed goblets. So this is my themed Lord of the Rings
Pull it back a little bit.
pewter
It's
goblet.
got a lot of detail on it. Is it?
It's a lot of detail. It has onyx inlays, and then like there's Gandalf. It has like different characters around the sides, and then different castles
What is that?
all up and down it.
Silver or
It is pewter.
pewter?
Yeah. And then recently, this is technically Heather's. I got it for her from my lady friend. But this is the Game of Thrones
Oh, you can throw that one away.
goblet inlaid with rubies.
They did in the last season.
I will say that this is not as high a quality piece as the Lord of the Ring ones, which
You know
is appropriate as it is not a high quality a story.
What's sad is
Lord of
that
the
that
Rings.
dire wolf, the dog that played it, just recently passed.
I thought that was CGI.
No, there was a dog that played some of it.
Was that a real dog?
Yeah, they blew it up.
What?
Don't you know how it may be computer graphics, but they
it was a regular sized dog. They made it bigger.
yeah.
I thought you mean they blew it up, but that's how it died.
No.
That's what I was saying.
What do you
It's
think?
like-
I think it's Beavis and Butthead over here. Let's stick some firecrackers in its butt.
Oh man. All right. So so now that we've got our self involved show and tell out of the way.
You got one?
I've got a few questions.
Well, I was seeing if Trav's got one.
Oh, do you have any show and tell for us?
Well, yeah. Well, look, you want to skip me?
What do we
I got
got?
some stuff. Oh, give me 1 second. I'll go
All
grab
right.
it.
Wow, look at the size of that dildo.
Dude, how cool would it be if that's what he brought over? Just like a huge
Like a 40-foot.
16-inch. like just purple.
It's just like it just takes up the entire back of.
Yeah. We find out halfway in the interview that Gold Geisha is a Christian act, and we've just like
Totally ruined all of his
reputation.
I just want that door to open and a whole bunch of like what are those what are they called? Play balls from bouncy pits or whatever. Just that or like a mom. Like, what are you doing?
We find out Travis is like actually 12. He was just lying about graduating in 08.
All right, I'm about to nerd out on you guys.
Yes.
All right. So I know somebody's gonna like this one. So are you guys familiar with laser discs?
Yes.
Oh yes.
All right. I got a pristine copy of
Oh,
on laser disc, baby.
Dude, that is really
that is
fucking
amazing.
cool.
And they come
Oh,
with
man.
so much extra that you can't get in like in regular stuff. Like
Oh,
the
yeah.
audio tracks you can completely separate and stuff.
Oh yeah. I even have this, the criteria. What is this?
Criterium collection or something like that?
Yeah, I even got like this little paper that was in there. I don't even think I've opened this thing up.
Do you have a Laserdisc player?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome in itself.
Do you,
What?
because I know you do tons of graphics. Do you use the laser disc to do special analog graphics?
Yeah, I'll run it through some of my effects boards. I'll find like random laser discs. Like there was one that was like some like weird trippy like German like sex education like cartoon. And I've used that in like a couple. I'll use like Blade Runner stuff. Lawnmower Man is my favorite.
You use it for the live show, like projection stuff?
What I'll do is I'll run it through some of my boards and then I'll use a camera and take that off of a CRT TV, and then I'll save all that, put it on my computer, and then kind of like mess with it a little bit more. But it's a little something I've been like doing on the side. I think I might try to put those in shows though. It's kind of
I've seen some of your VGA work, and it looks kind of crazy.
Thanks, man.
Like I'm kind of jelly because I do all of I do all
He does
of
our
my
stuff.
Yeah, I do all of our stuff, but it's Adobe After Effects. None of it's like analog.
Yeah. It
Like,
depends
I'm-
on the person making it too, you know, like inside of Mark's brain is just a constant like Bugs Bunny cartoon on repeat. So everything just kind of looks funny.
It's just a field of peckers and assholes. That's all it is.
I got one more. It's another laser disc. This is
Oh,
Blade Runner.
Oh, that's awesome.
the director's cut.
Director's
Oh,
cut.
yeah.
So that laser disc is like 9 hours long.
It's just like him smoking a cigarette for like 6 hours.
Is that the one with the That's the one with the unicorn at the end?
Yes.
Because there's many different ones.
Oh yeah. I've seen like
what did you think about that updated Blade Runner?
I did get a lot of questions about that because I'm like a huge Blade Runner fan. I felt like it was a good add-on. I mean, a lot of people are like, I want it to be stuck in the 80s with like an old 80s film camera. It's like, you're not going to get that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, nobody's making that.
No, but you got what us Ghostbuster fans didn't get. A continuation of the story.
Yeah. I had Evil Dead kind of did a similar thing where they just kind of retold the story with updated stuff, and it was a good standalone movie, but it was not a continuation. So everybody was
you know,
we were all kind of a little bummed about it, but it was still good.
Yeah. I mean, I waited forever.
Yeah,
I mean, I never thought it was going to come.
I didn't either. I didn't think another Blade Runner was actually gonna happen. You know, I thought it was sort of like the Dark Tower thing, where we've been waiting for a Dark Tower thing to happen, and then that was the exact opposite. Then the total disaster they released.
It's gonna happen, and you wish they never did because in
like
your
I
mind it
refused
would
to
have been
even
better.
see that bullshit they put out. Yeah.
I'm just glad they put Harrison Ford in there.
So
For sure.
I got a question.
Go for it.
Do you have a dope video that we can play right now for the people? You got something that you have released through somebody else that I can play for the people?
It's not so much as like visually entertaining, but it just has some of my music on there. I'll have stuff from like YouTube, but none of my analog stuff. I know you were probably hoping to see some.
No. I was just trying to find like a music video that's not just like those YouTube videos where it shows the little spikes going.
That's basically all I got right now.
All right,
your music is perfect for the old like Microsoft player. Like,
I know that you got one version out there. So I'm gonna put that on right now.
What's the name of the track, Mark?
Well, now I've got to research. Cut this part out.
I saw the other day you posted on social media with was it you that was posting and you were showing some of your like Pro Tools while they were up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always find that really interesting to watch other people mix, you know, like my band's released 6 albums or something, and it's always been different, man. Everybody's style with mixing is like totally different, everybody we've worked with, and I love watching like especially electronic music people because y'all's like process is way different than a band's, you know. It's all about like these repeated and clipped like mini sections, boom 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 boom.
Not just like full takes or anything.
Yeah, it's cool. I really like it. It's a different beast and it's a different kind of art. I used to have a friend, Carter, that made a lot of mixes in Pro Tools that were he would sample a bunch of like old records, like from old 45s and old 78s and stuff, and then just clip them in like James Brown beats, and then he'd put other band stuff and mix whatever, just, you know.
All right, well,
mixes. But
I'm gonna throw on Gold Geisha Cellophane so everyone can check it out. How about that? There's motorcycles and stuff in it. Here we go. Geisha Cellophane on Small Town Riot here. I love that. I love that song. Tell me you don't love it.
I love it. Are your songs about stuff, or are they just more moods?
I kind of just find like words that I just like the way they sound, and I kind of just go around that. To be honest.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Like, who's the female in a lot of your stuff?
The female? Are you talking about with the like the weird like lines, like glitchy lines?
No,
so
I'm
like
just
black
talking
and
about
white?
when you're listening to your music. You got like there's a female voice in there, definitely.
Those are just like some samples that I'll find just like randomly. I use Splice. It's like a network where you pay like a subscription fee, and then it gives you like tons of samples from like different vocalists and stuff that just want to put out acapellas.
Really?
And I'll just go through like a couple and I'll be like, I like that. And I'll just take that and use it in some of my work. Just random stuff here and there.
Not what I was expecting.
Yeah, I really
I thought
like that. I think that's super cool.
I thought
It's
you
not
had like
my
a
voice.
I thought you had like a mic in there, and you're like, come over here and go. See me, mama.
Unfortunately, I don't have the pipes for singing, so I got to use other people.
So, do you have influences? Do you have like other artists that you really like that influence your stuff, or just artists that you really like that don't influence your stuff?
A lot of stuff that influences me would be like old school video games. Like a big soundtrack that really like got me into making electronic music was like Streets of Rage. Like that whole soundtrack.
Dude, I'm replaying Streets of Rage 2 on Sega with my kid right now.
I love that game. The
I
graphics,
fucking
the imagery,
love that game.
the music is so good. Like
Dude, it's everything. It's like all of like badass street life that you like think is the street when you're a kid. It's all that. I fucking love it. My
I
kid
never
loves
even
it.
played it. I don't even know what it is. Was it on
What?
Sega?
It's on Sega. It's like a Ninja Gaiden type of game, but it's the graphics are way cooler and it's more like it's like kind of like the Warriors.
Yeah.
I think
Everybody's
I
got chain wallets and fucking mohawks and shit.
think I might have that on my my emulator.
Oh,
Probably.
You gotta play it.
Yeah, I've got it on the like the Sega mini Sega that they put out. Yeah, I'm a retro gamer. Like I don't get into modern games at all, but I play lots of retro games. And your music, there's like one of your tracks that we played, there's a whole section of the song that reminded me of the RC Pro-Am.
Ooh, such a good
Soundtrack.
game.
Dude, such a good soundtrack too. Go play that sometime and think about the music, because like the entire music on that's obviously all 8-bit, but it's like it sounds like the most crazy like heavy metal guitar solos like the whole time. It's just totally great. RC
Whoa.
Pro-Am.
Whoa!
What the heck happened?
Did you die? Are you an angel? Turned into an angel.
I ascended.
Wow. You at least have some dope beats on the way up there.
So I was downtown sometime last year and I ran into one of like another musician that I know you've done some parties with. But what was his God something?
Godfiend?
Godfiend. Yeah, I ran into that kid.
Death is great. He'll see me.
Downtown, nice guy. But what are some other like electronic music artists in the area that you guys do parties with and stuff?
I've kind of throttled back a little bit from playing with people. It's been a little while. I did play with Godfiend a couple of times. Let's see, Organism, I played with him, played with Skiz. I'll just kind of meet and greet some of the local artists around here and play 1 or 2 shows with them, but mostly I just kind of stick online and do like little online shows. Like, was it like 3 weeks ago? I did like a Minecraft show.
Yeah, I was about to ask you about that. Is there any videos of that? I want to see it.
I've tried to get the videos from, because at first I was like, Minecraft?
Like, so it's in Minecraft, like you're having a concert in the Minecraft world?
Oh, yeah. It's like
That's badass.
EC, but Minecraft mode. I was very impressed. It was pretty cool.
I was
Were there
really
other artists too? Was like a full on thing? You and
yeah.
other people?
There was Minecraft Molly in it. I mean, it was to a T.
there was Molly and orange juice in this Minecraft party.
It was very detailed.
Wow. How many people were in there?
Awesome.
There's like a couple hundred people in there. It was pretty awesome.
That's like doing the Swamp Pact.
3 years from now, there's going to be Minecraft junkies where they're just like you play a character that can't get off the sidewalk.
What do you mean? What do you mean 3 years from now?
No, I don't mean a junkie for Minecraft. I mean a junkie in Minecraft. Like there's going to be Minecraft smack dealers that are crafting.
I need
heroin.
that code, man.
But yeah. I mean, I'm open to playing some more shows, like probably in the next couple of months or something. But
Hey, what about playing some more Minecraft?
I would love to do that. That was an experience. I didn't want to leave.
Really?
Yeah, I've never played Minecraft before either.
Wow.
I don't even know how
Don't make
Mom, I'm in an interview.
Oh my goodness, Mom!
Mom!
Get out of here! He's playing with his dick.
Love you.
Sister or girlfriend?
Oh, that's my wife.
Wife, yeah.
Yeah, waifu.
Wife.
Nice. Did she have any idea you were doing this?
No, she probably thought there was like two strange men in her house, and she's like, "What are you doing now?"
No,
She was busting in on you and a cam girl. Just then, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna bust him. I hear him talking."
Mom.
You got your headphones on, so she just hears you mumbling in a room by yourself. Like, what the hell is he doing?
Oh, that's natural. I'm always talking to myself in this room.
Yeah. I mean, you've got headphones on and you're making all kind of noise, I'm sure, all the time when you're recording.
Yeah.
So, you got a day job? What do you do?
I do. I work for General Dynamics.
Ooh.
I work at their explosive testing range.
You an engineer or
Just an electrical technician.
electrical tech? Cool. Do you work on the range?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I'm an archaeologist. We have a lot of our contracts out there. Like I literally work on I go out.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of the range, like, because that's what they just call it. But you're at C6.
Well, there's a bunch of different ranges. Like there's C52 and C6 and.
Oh, that's really cool, man.
Yeah, so we've probably been out there at similar times. I imagine you're like about to drop bombs while I'm trying to duck out of the way. But
that's awesome, man. I never would have guessed that. I mean, as an archaeologist, like, what do you do out there for like? What's going on?
We're excavating. We're looking for Indian artifacts or historic artifacts and stuff.
That's really cool.
So, before it was a base, before Eglin was a base, it was just,
here
towns.
forever.
There were whole towns out there that are gone now. When the government bought the land, they just like tore down entire neighborhoods and stuff to put it up.
Dang.
And then obviously before that there was Native Americans. So
And before that, there was something else.
animal, yeah, there were buffalo, and
I'm just if you keep going back, I mean,
what's
the coolest thing you found over there?
I found the coolest thing was a burial. It was a cremation burial from about at least 9,000 years ago, maybe between 9 and 11,000 years old.
Dang.
Yeah, that one was pretty kick-ass. It was we found like some ceremonial tools. Like I found a big stone blade that was like this big, and it was we were able to even figure out what the guy did. He was like their master tool maker because he was in his own workshop, and there were like pieces of debris from him making points and spear points and knives and stuff out of stone, like all over. Like we found thousands and thousands and thousands of tools and pieces of debitage. So it was kind of cool because we were able to sort of identify him, at least like what his job was. It was just kind of cool.
Nice. That's actually really neat. Like before Niceville, I thought it was just alligators and mullet, but there's more to it.
Yeah, man. I mean, Fort Walton, Niceville has like huge sites. The population they think that peaked, the Native American population when it peaked between here and Pensacola was like 130,000 people, which is like almost as many as live here now.
I mean, it's a real large area. You got to think there's a lot of like settlers coming through, camping out for a while, didn't make it. Maybe a couple of weirdos just built a bunker and tried to live in a hole in the ground. You never know.
The Europeans started here. I mean, Pensacola was the first place that the Europeans ever set up a camp in the entire, what's now the United States. It didn't stay. Pensacola was the first stop ever.
Yeah,
So-
I read about that. That is really neat.
So what is the so I find that funny because it's a bit of a stereotype. Actually, a lot of electronic musicians that I know are also either electrical engineers or electrical techs. Do you think that goes hand in hand? Same kind of brain, making that kind of music?
Probably. Honestly, I never thought I was going to end up as an electrical tech. I mean, I wanted to do something something else, like wonky, but previous military service, and that's what they decided. Got in the room, and I was like, I want to be a corpsman. I want to save lives. And then they're like, you're gonna work on electronic stuff.
Were you in the Air
Wow.
Force?
I was in the Navy.
You're in the Navy.
In the Navy.
It was
I
good times.
recently toured the Alabama, and man,
What?
it's not a lot of space on there.
Yeah, those mannequins are pretty cramped in there.
I mean, it's a commendable lifestyle to live, man. That's tough.
Did you get to be stationed like here at NAS to be close to your family and stuff, or did you?
My first school was in Pensacola, and then I went to Biloxi for like 6 months, and then my final station was in Lemoore, California.
Oh, cool! You got to go somewhere cool. Where's Lemoore? What's the big city that's near?
Oh, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's like nothing but cow fields. The closest is Fresno, which is a pretty cool place.
Right on. So is that's central?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
Consider the valley,
Right.
but
So
a lot of fun times over there.
we know you make music. We know you do videos. What are your other hobbies?
I got so many weird little hobbies, man. I don't even know where to start. Like, I'm
You're a
trying to
movie
get.
buff, obviously.
Oh yeah, anything sci-fi. A lot of horror. Love that.
What's your favorite sci-fi?
Oh man,
What's your coveted sci-fi prop?
show or movie?
Show.
It doesn't matter
Yeah.
as long as it's a science fiction prop.
Like we're Trekkies more than we're Star Wars people.
Yeah.
Both of us.
Nice. Well,
Actually, I'm more
You'd
of an
love it.
Orwellian now.
I'm gonna have to be basic and say Blade Runner. Man, the first Blade Runner is awesome. Show wise, I would have to say Altered Carbon. Definitely my fave.
I had just started that. I only got like 2 or 3 episodes into that so far.
Do they have like a
it's very
special
Blade
gun on
Runner-ish.
that? They have a special gun in Blade Runner?
Yes. I try to wait in gaps. I don't try to like immerse myself in it too many times. I try to watch it like once a year. By the time like I forget certain things, then I'll like come back to it. But I think I've taken like a little bit of a break from it. But
I was just trying to think of cool props in Blade Runner. They had that eye thing where they'd scan them,
Right.
and then
Yeah, it's not as much of a
they didn't
it's
have
not
like
that kind of sci-fi. It's more of like a future dystopian sort of vibe.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just like how it's just sit back and like look at everything, kind of like vibes. It's not like it's immersive, but there's a lot of waiting. There's a lot of time you can just like look at everything and just like take it all in.
Yeah. What's that? Ridley Scott?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Doug Benson's first movie.
Yeah. Yeah, his stuff is slow pan, like it's Kubrick. It's that like here, like look how awesome this shot is I set up. I'm gonna take my time and pan this whole room.
Well, I mean, look at
Yeah.
Alien. 45 minutes in before we even get to the alien.
Right. Right.
But that's like one of the best movies of all time.
Also
Oh yeah.
totally brilliant. Oh my god, Alien's so good.
I'm ready for that next one.
what?
You know what I
That's
always
never going to
think of?
happen.
You know, as soon as Prometheus happened, I was just waiting. I'm like, when's it coming? Come on, you gave me Blade Runner.
Prometheus 2 was did not do well, and Disney now has acquired Fox. They're not going to do it.
Right. You know, when I first saw Blade Runner, I always think of it in tandem with a movie I saw like the same. I think I rented them at the same trip to the video store was a movie called Dark City. Do you guys remember that movie?
Oh no, but I'm gonna put that on my list.
I think I watched
You'll
it.
like
Is it
it.
kind of shell-shaded?
Dark City is like they don't tell you what time it's happening in,
Is it
but
animated
it's
in
kind
a
of
way?
set like in a film noir style. Jennifer Connelly's in it. And it's sort of like that. It's sort of like the cops are chasing a guy. You don't really know why. And then it's a big twist movie. It's got like a big, huge twist, but there's all this crazy stuff. Kiefer Sutherland is in it. And it's one of his like crazy character actor roles where he's totally immersed in it. And you can barely recognize him, but Dark City is a total checkout. Like it's a mind bender. It's pre-Matrix and it's had to have influenced the Matrix. Let's put it that way. It's got that kind of big twist deal where it's like, oh shit, you know.
Nice.
So
I'll definitely check that out. Sounds like a good time.
yeah,
Meh.
for sure.
Meh. I won't. Nick recommended it.
Mark doesn't do anything I ask him to do.
Nope. What are you talking about? I put this show together every week, son.
This is true. So you
That's true. Moving on.
you working on any album releases or you just putting out singles?
Right now I've just been kind of like working on singles. I try not to focus on like EPs or anything. I just like take it how it comes. And
Ew.
it's sitting on so many singles that I haven't released, and
Why?
I'll get bored. I don't know, man. I just get so nitpicky. I'll sit there and I'll be like, this has to be perfect. And then I'll get to the end and then listen to the whole thing, like sit on it for like a week. I'll be like, all right, I'm going to release this. And then after like 2 weeks, I'm like, this is garbage.
Why don't you release most of your stuff? You
Honestly,
give it to
I
other
didn't-
people to release.
The first, let's see, and this was I'm not going to say it was a mistake, but it definitely opened my eyes up. The first 2 label releases I did kind of changed my eyes about the whole like dynamics about releasing with the label, and it definitely changed my mind about going forward and releasing with a label again. So I've done self-releases before, and I felt like that did a lot more good for me. I don't think I'm going to do another label release again. I think it's
So that was all label based.
yes. They just take too much of a cut. I'll just be honest. I'm stingy.
Well, yeah.
I don't like.
That's
I don't
not
like
being
it.
stingy at the level like we're at, you know, like it's not being stingy. It's just being in control of your own bag and your own music and
Start up
you
a
don't need a
Golgatia Patreon or something.
Yeah, I think that's just the way I'm gonna go. There's so many times where I've like released stuff and they're like, so where'd you get this sample? And then I'll go back and like, oh, all right, I'll ask. Like there's a track I made and I use like the AOL like signal noise.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way they can copyright this. It's like some random
it's a noise. It's an incidental noise. Yeah.
Well,
Sure enough.
trapdoor activated. It is copyrighted. And if I would have released that, I would have gotten so much doo-doo. So I pulled it out. I had to put something else in there that fit, and I wasn't too happy with it, and I passed it off. And then ever since every time I hear that play, I'm like, man, it'd have been so much better with the AOL sounds.
Which
It's
song
what
is
you
that?
wanted.
Would you not want to say?
I don't want to give it away now because everybody's gonna like go for it. It's called EXE.
Okay.
It was right from my transition when I was making a lot of dubstep with like a different name, and I was just starting to transition out of that. I was like, I don't like dubstep anymore, and just kind of went to that, and it still had like the remnants of like when I did dubstep. Yeah. And then after that, I kind of transitioned to more to like techno-y sounds and kind of got away from that.
I really like those old school sounds in your stuff, man. It sets it apart. Even though it's pretty popular to do some retro sounds now, you're doing them like unironically. You're like, fuck that. That's a cool sound. I'm going to just bang that fucking sound out instead of like, haha, stop for a minute. Here's an old sound as a joke to make you smile. You know, you're like, fuck that. Bam, bam. You know, you're like on it. That's
Thanks, man.
I've listened to a lot of electronic musicians around here, and you stood out to me and Mark immediately. We were like, oh shit, yeah, like that's going on the show. And the stupid station at the time wasn't even wanting to let us play anything except rock. And we were dude, you can't have a local music show and it all be rock because there's like, there's only so many rock bands in town.
Don't you love how many iterations of Small Town Riot we went through? We went through the you can do anything,
right?
To you can't do anything.
So you can do everything up to this point.
You can do everything up to this point, but we're going to move you over here and then move you back over here.
When we started that show, we had to play some of the regular top 40 stuff on the station. Every 3 songs we had to play like
we did, didn't we?
And, so we would like but that at that time we were also allowed to play whatever we wanted. So we would have I would have a straight up grindcore band and like a black metal band, and then it would be like Beck, and then it would be like some electronic shit, like a hardcore punk band, and then like the Lumineers.
That's awesome.
He was totally crazy.
No.
I was wondering how you got away with that. Just
it was
being able to have so many different things.
But by the end, the last, it's a bummer that they canceled when they did because we really had creative control back. They took hip hop away from us for a while, even though the station itself was still playing like Run the Jewels on regular rotation, and it felt a little bit like we only want hip hop if there's a white guy involved, and that was not cool. And me and Mark really fought to get hip hop back on. We did. We were like, man, stop it. We know our audience. They want to hear electronic music and hip hop too. There was a while where we couldn't play you for a few shows because they didn't want electronic stuff, and it was like, we're not gonna do it anymore.
I wonder why they led up towards the end, if that was more that they knew
they were about to pull the plug on us.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Just let them do it. Shut them up.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I wanted to personally thank you guys, for playing my stuff on there. And there was a moment where, I've been constantly like listening to the radio station. All of a sudden I was like, that's not a track I sent them. And like, I guess you guys like dug around, like found some other stuff and put it on there. I was like, what?
Yeah. I mean, Mark is a huge fan of yours, like a real life fan.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
I'm just lazy.
Shit, like at home on the regular, not just when we're doing stuff. Like he listens to Gold Geisha as a fan,
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed that I have to legally download them now.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you a little. Let's see here. I'll give you a little gem. I got a bunch of stuff I've been working on. I guess I'll send you a private link to something I haven't released yet.
Yeah, you're getting that exclusive, dude.
I'll give you the exclusive check. Let's see what I got.
What?
You know, I literally hate everything I make. I get so frustrated.
Yeah, but dude, your pickiness shows, though. You know what I'm saying? The tracks are like a little bit. They're like a little bit above.
Oh, thanks for complimenting him only.
Your beard is growing in nicely, Mark.
Don't compliment my production skills.
You can hardly see how thin it is at the top anymore.
That's what she said.
Let's see.
You know what? I think you've had enough of Mark.
Oh no, Mark's leaving.
Don't leave.
He's no. Don't worry though. He'll send in a replacement.
Let's see.
Hi, Rachel.
I'm just going to be really picky what I want to show you now.
Hey, Rachel, are you a Gold Geisha fan too?
Nope.
It is not surprising. What kind of music do you like, Rach?
I like to listen to fucking people bang on kegs with wooden spoons.
That sounds about right.
That's what I used to bang on a keg with a wooden spoon when I was a little boy. It was still musical. My mom would be like, "You stop doing that. You're gonna get too good."
Oh man, I feel bad for your mom.
Yeah, I feel bad for her too.
I'm gonna send it in the Facebook chat. I'll send you the link if you guys wanna.
Hey, look, my spectacles. are reflectables.
That means me and Travis are on here twice, once in real life and once in your shade reflections.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'm giving you some shades.
Hey, did you just get that SoundCloud link? Rich?
I did. It went bing, but I didn't
Hey,
want
you want to tell Mark maybe let's play? Go ahead and can we play it? Or do you
Yeah,
wanna,
go for it. Go for it, man.
Fine. I'll get Mark to do it later. I'm not getting. You know what? Mark will put it in right here.
Longing is the music of our sphere.
Voyeur, the pre-release version.
It's terrible. Don't listen to it.
You know, what's funny about that title is you could keep it pre-release and that could be part of the title. Like you're a voyeur and you haven't quite finished. This is voyeur pre-release.
Hey, speaking of voyeurs, you guys want to see something?
Nice. Not nice. It was nice at first.
I put it away.
The duck hunt shirt was what I was talking about. That's badass.
Oh, I was just gonna get into some voyeurism.
That's a pretty weird video game T-shirt to have. Is duck hunt specifically?
Well, I also got duck killer. It's on my virtual reality game. It's just like duck hunt, but in the virtual world.
Do you guys remember what other games you could use the blaster for?
There's this game that I used to play with my sister.
Wasn't there one?
There's like a cowboy one. And I used to play the crap out of the game. I'm trying to remember what it was called.
But it was on NES?
Yes.
With the blaster? Okay. I remember that one thing that happened with the blaster is like people thought it was real cool. There weren't any games for it really. And then really soon after that, like the Power Glove and the Power Pad came out and everybody bought those up because they were like, oh, that'll be cooler than the blaster. And then the same thing, like one game each.
Yeah.
For those. There was that, I think it was, could you use the Power Pad for...
It was all worthless. It was all one game. Here's Robbie the Robot. You can use him for the brick stick game. That's it. Look, released Duck Hunt and Super Mario. Wild Gunman was the name of the game.
Wild Gunman.
Yes.
Remember those, just since we're talking about old game, retro games, do you guys remember the cowboy shoot 'em up that was like one of the first video integrated or the live action video integrated games that was on in the arcade? You know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about it was like ported to this weird console called like the Panasonic something?
Yes. And it was like movie video. It was like real guys that would pop up and say like, howdy partner. And you weren't supposed to shoot them if they said that. But if they said like, stick them up, you were supposed to shoot them.
Yeah.
It was super slow and shitty, but everybody was like, dude, the graphics is like they can use video now. And it did not catch on. It's still like everybody was like, nah, let's just make cool video game graphics instead.
Yeah.
That was a cool era.
That would
have lived on.
That was the 3D shit era. When like Area 51 first came out, that was I spent hours playing Area 51. Yeah, they were sprites, but they were video sprites.
Video sprites.
Yeah, a sprite is a video game term for 2D object, you son of a bitch.
I know what it is.
2D in a 3D environment. The sprite.
You should go get Mark because I think you're slipping out of Rachel. You're gonna have to come up with another name for whatever the hell the second half of that was. How long you been married?
My anniversary is actually coming up on the 15th. It'll be 1 year.
Oh, 1 year, so newlyweds.
Oh yeah.
Y'all already live together and shit though?
Yeah. Lived together for a little while before we decided to get married. Met her back in California.
Oh, cool.
So you've been dragging her around the nation.
Is she disappointed? Is she disappointed in Florida? Is she digging it?
She is in some parts, and other parts she loves it.
Cool. Good.
She likes being near the beach. You know.
Hates that weed isn't fully legal.
It's not fully Californianized, you know, the way that she wants it to be. But there's good stuff. There's bad stuff. I'm just glad we don't have to live in like an expensive area like California anymore.
Yeah. For cost of living, man, you can't beat the Panhandle for having like rich town shit, but small town prices.
Yeah.
That should have been the name of our song.
Rich town shit.
Small town prices.
Welcome to
Welcome to small town. You like the prices? Welcome to the small town. You like the prices?
Yeah, I'll write that one. That's a sequel right there. That's like when you've given up like being a revolutionary and you're just looking for fucking affordable cost of living.
You should just make that song and give it to Dr. Graves or something, you know?
Right. I saw Doc the other day at Tijuana Flats.
Did you?
Yeah, me and the drummer went in. It's the first time I've seen my drummer in person since quarantine started. And Tijuana Flats is doing like full on social distancing requirements and stuff. So it's cool, safe spot to go. And my old lady, is a waitress there.
Nice.
So we went and Doc walked in like right after us. So that was cool. He's been open the whole time, man. I was like, hey, have you back open yet? He's like, I didn't close. I was like, all right.
I feel like Corona's canceled. I feel like it's over.
It's
What
so
pandemic?
not though.
I feel like it's
a
done.
bummer that everybody's canceling it because it's
just
so not
canceled.
over. It's like it's gonna be
Just
bad
done.
here.
It's done. It's done. It's
The
done.
Memorial-
If
the Memorial Day
millions of
announcement-
people don't die in 1 week from now, it's just nothing.
Well, like the
After all
Memorial
these-
Day numbers hit this week. Like all the people rushed into Florida, for Memorial Day, and then
Oh no.
the numbers finally caught up. And I think like over the last 4 days,
Well, everyone's
Florida's
been
had, like,
getting together in the big
20,000 or
cities.
something more cases, or like just a lot in one day. So I don't know, man.
Well, yeah, if
We'll see.
it's not like millions dead in the next week, it's just gonna be all right, back to normal.
Yeah, which it's a bummer about science because then it will turn into like the bad numbers. So hopefully summer helps. Almost all viruses do taper off during the summer months, especially in Florida. The South, usually gets past small epidemics quicker.
I'd say let it kill everybody.
You nihilist.
Hey, I'm not like totally cool with losing so many thousands of jobs over silliness.
I understand, dude. I mean, yeah, it devastated people too economically. It's such a
I'm devastated.
sucks.
Yeah.
How did unemployment treat you? Did you navigate the system okay?
Yeah, I was all right since we were considered like a, part support for the military.
You were
was on the
essential.
clock. Yeah, I had to
Yeah.
stay.
Me too, man. My business was, I was unaffected employment wise, other than the radio show, and those assholes never fucking paid me anyway.
Nope, not once.
So a little
Even though
bit
I
more
brought it up
about the-
right in front of the GM, I was like, hey, you should pay this guy.
He did, man. Mark had my back, I must say. So what were you saying?
What exactly happened? So, with the whole thing with losing the radio station, I thought this whole time it was like temporary, like only because of the COVID stuff. And
It was because of the COVID. At least the word they gave us is it was because of the COVID. They
Well-
had to make cuts, and Mark got cut.
Because of COVID, I mean,
Right.
like they lost like $25,000 like the weekend before I got let go. But I mean, there was also underlying stuff going on. Like I felt like I was hit just because they wanted to get rid of us and me.
Right. We had sort of not like gotten into anything with anybody, but there were definitely like we lost some sponsors because of some people at the station.
Yeah, we lost
So,
stuff because of
We
people's
stayed loyal to
attitudes.
them, even though they weren't our sponsors anymore and left the station. They were still our friends and stuff. So there was definitely some tension that was risen.
And working
Oh,
around
sick.
these people's attitudes all the time, which for some reason were justified by higher ups and other things, it just
Yeah.
it
So
became toxic and just
But the official reason was that they lost. And now this is true. Like when COVID hit, a bunch of sponsors pulled quick out because they were like, shit, man, like I run a restaurant or a bar and we're closed for the foreseeable future. So I don't want to pay for advertising when people can't come to my place, and they needed to save as much money as they could. So the station in general lost a bunch of sponsors and
what
probably
they
did have
decided
make
to
some
do.
cuts, but the reason they decided to cut Mark had to do probably more with underlying stuff.
Yeah, the fact that I wouldn't shut up when stupid things were going on,
Right.
or that other
He was-
people weren't doing things, and
He was vocal about issues that were there and stuff. But
I
we're
mean,
hoping.
so they decided to get rid of me, the guy that did all of the production, and then they kept all of the people that just kind of sit there and do nothing except talk on the radio and act like they're so busy while they're talking on the radio that they can't do anything else except edit their own videos or dick off by staring out the fucking window. So they decided to, I'm guessing, keep them, all of them, and give them one of my tasks a day. And by spreading out those tasks out to multiple idiots that already did nothing.
I will say that
Sorry, I'm angry.
Yeah, the station did at least call me. Now, Mark had already told me what was going on, but the station did reach out and did call me and say, hey, we're sorry that the show has to be cut, and told me the public reasons and stuff. But
we're bringing in more money than
right. And they said, also like maybe one day you can have another show back or whatever. But honestly, I'd rather me and Mark take our show to another station. 99 Rock, give us a call.
Or just grow it on the internet to something.
Or just grow it on the internet for a while at least and see if another station ever picks it up. But, I'll say openly that we will keep asking 99 Rock to try to move the show over there if we can, because we like those guys anyway and they're friends. And
not to put them on blast, they're definitely in the middle of a hiring freeze like everybody else.
Right. So
except
we're not going
to like bars and
we're not going to get our expectations up too high, but
radio's not going to open up again until everything opens up again, because that's how they make their money.
Because all the sponsors,
they like because they have to. Their business is selling to all businesses. So when all of them are gone and there's only like the fucking Taco Bell ads they can run,
right?
Those are all nationals anyway.
Yeah.
They're not
and then the only sponsors that didn't walk are like people that work at the station who also own the businesses that are
like
being
FUBAR.
You're right. Like, so
because
he's going to keep advertising at the station because he also works there.
Yeah, and he gets like almost no.
But I would say me and Mark
amazing.
have discussed other ways to do more of the music content stuff too. So I think that, we may have some episodes of this that are more music based, and we're trying to, like this, bringing you in and have more of our interviews. It's like, it's kind of a cool moment for us to be able to get to know all the artists that we gave exposure to on the radio. Now we can like hunker down and really meet you guys and like give you your personalities some exposure to.
Play some of your
just people can get to know you guys.
Exclusively your stuff. Not mixing it all together.
Thanks again, guys, for putting me on and, supporting me and having me on your radio station and on this interview.
Oh, dude,
hey,
thanks for being so awesome.
That is willing to do the work, we're willing to help, like the lazy acts were the ones that were real hard for us, where we'd get a song and then never really hear from them. And then they also would never do
VA Death Car
or play any shows or not like VA Death Car.
No, exactly like VA Death Car.
Like, Trey that we had on last week.
Like Trey had absolutely no interaction at all.
Oh, with the show?
Trey was awful.
That's silly. He was in the chat like every show. But, some people are like that. They don't really understand all the aspects that go into like putting yourself on, and you get it. You're like, hey, you gave Mark a song for his show too, his online for Game Fool. And like, it takes stuff like that. Not even if you've got any delusions or fantasies of becoming like a famous musician. It's just that if you're going to put in the time, like, especially you're super picky and you put like hours and days and weeks and shit into each song. You want as many people to listen to it as possible, or at least the right people. At least the right people. So, you want to like do a few things to help yourself out. And we've always just decided we were going to be there to be the radio connect for people that are willing to work for their own music,
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Good on you guys for doing that for your local community. That's awesome. There's not a lot of people out there that are willing to, do something extra for all the others together too, I wish there was more people like that.
What you doing, Mark? You loading your bong?
I
he's hitting his bong.
don't have a bong right now.
Where'd you put it? Oh, you're using your pen. For everybody out there that's worried for Mark, he is a card-holding medical marijuana user. All of this is legal.
Nobody's
No.
worried about me, you baby.
I'm calling 911 right now.
Nobody's worried. You know what? Nobody's made it to this point in the video. We're like 58 minutes in. Nobody's made it this far. Except for me. And maybe you.
Well, thank you for coming on, dude. And I really enjoyed learning, because I didn't know much about you otherwise. So it's really cool to know you're also like a sci-fi horror geek. And, thanks for letting us into your real life a little bit, dude.
Yeah, no problem, dude. If you want to play, I have totally all right with it. If you want to play the unreleased stuff, like right now, or if you want, it's up to you. Like I don't.
Yeah, we played.
I played that stuff earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
man,
shoot
free.
Mark anything you want because we'll use your stuff. We're gonna keep playing everybody's music as much as we can because there will be episodes where we don't have a guest and we're gonna need to play.
I do a lot of post.
Everybody's music just for our own fun.
Yeah, and if you ever need any more like theme song work, just let me know if you got an idea. If there's anything, if you want like some metal intro or anything like that. I don't just do like electronic stuff. But
Hey, if you ever want to play some games, this fool is down.
You trying to play some Tarkov though?
What the hell is that?
What? You don't know Escape from Tarkov?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
We gonna play some Escape from Tarkov.
Escape.
Dang, y'all just made plans, son.
Oh, you ever played like Battlegrounds?
Well, Google finished that in like one. What is this on? Facebook? Is this a Facebook game?
No. It's like some crazy Russian like website. It's like a mix between like, how do I explain it? You ever played PUBG?
I know what it is. It's a battle royale game, right?
Okay, so it's like that, but insanely hard. It's like Ninja Gaiden times like 20.
Well, I can't even play like Warzone and make it with one kill through the entire thing.
Can you guys roll on the same squad? Can you help Mark along?
Oh yeah.
No,
Yeah, there you
he
go.
can't. I can be on the same squad with him. He can't help me along. I will fail regardless.
We'll bring him on Game Fool anyway, dude.
Oh yeah, we will. We'll totally do it.
Yeah,
I'll have to
sweet.
hit you up in the messengers.
I'll be in the chat for that one for sure. I'll bring my kid along so he can watch you guys play too.
Dude, nice.
Word.
Anytime, hit me up, guys. Like,
All right, man.
Well, apparently I'm having a dog orgy in the background, so now'd be a good time.
It's nice talking to you, Travis.
nice talking to you guys.
See you guys
easy,
next
bro.
week.
Later.
Man.
He does that every time. He just hangs up. He never stays to be like, hey, it was a good one. Like, I appreciate it. Like, first off, Travis, let me say, I appreciate you coming in on the show today. Thank you.
Dude, no problem, man.
See, he doesn't do post-interview stuff. He's just... By the way, I'm still recording.
You are?
No, I'm not.
Bye.